many years ago, or about 5 years ago, which isn't that many, I bought my first recovery truck. I went to view this particular truck. It was an Iveco twin cab, as you can see there. It was huge. Well, it wasn't huge compared to the things I was used to driving, but looking back on it now, 17-foot bed, twin cab. Yeah, very good. I wish I had one like that now. Very, very practical. No car was too big for that thing. It was reasonably priced at about £1,400, I believe, with a short MOT. Off a pop to Bradford in my Rover Coupe, and got there and found that it, struggled to get up the back because the thing was too low. But I haggled and I haggled and I haggled, and then I did a bit more haggling because there's all sorts of things wrong with this truck. And I managed to get a bit of money off, maybe £300. I can't quite remember. But honestly, it should have been quite a bit more than that. 2.8 turbo diesel. It was the most gutless truck I've ever been in. It was painful, so slow. Besides my own coupe that I put on the back, the first other car was a Citroen Picasso that I went to Liverpool to go and buy. First thing was I went to go into the Mersey Tunnel, and the chap up there said, you can't really drive that through here if it's over 3.5 ton. And I said, well, it's not over 3.5 ton. I mean, it will be 3.5 ton on the way back because I'll have a car in the back. He said, fine, but if you get caught, it's £1,000 fine. On my way back, through the same tunnel again, Mersey Tunnel, with a Citroen Picasso, Citroen Zara Picasso on the back. Didn't think anything of it. And luckily, neither did they, because soon afterwards I found out that that was quite a bit overweight. Honestly, I was completely ignorant to the fact that this truck weighed 2.7 ton empty. I was used to dealing with weights, but for some reason, complete blind spot on this. I just assumed it was a 3.5 ton with a car on the back. I was very fond of that truck. Partly because of the size of it, and partly because it was the first vehicle that I bought myself to do this kind of job with. And I enjoyed driving it. It was obviously unbelievably slow, but I didn't mind that. It was uncomfortable, but I didn't mind that. It was smelly, but only of, kind of engine-y, oily kind of things, and I didn't really mind that either. It was scruffy, but then it was a 1998 truck. The truck had already been to the moon and back before the speedo had failed. So the obvious reason why I did get rid of this truck eventually was because I became aware of the weight of it, and I didn't really want to be driving around taking that kind of chance. But there were a few other things as well, and here they are. It was that slow that when I took my first car up Kiln Lane, which is this one by the side of me there, I had to drive it in first gear all the way up. When I went to open the passenger door, it nearly fell off because it just had a bracket slightly welded on there to stop it from entirely falling off. So I closed it and never opened it again. The rear bench had room for 4 passengers, so 7 in all. But although it was a 1998 truck, none of the belts were proper. They were just those lap belts. No inertia reel belts or anything like that. Strange. It was quite reliable, but it was losing lots and lots of coolant. It wasn't a head gasket issue, it was one of the metal coolant pipes that was exceedingly difficult to get to replace, so I used to just top it up. Eventually I swapped this vehicle for a Mitsubishi L200, which I have already done a video on, and that car was worse than this truck.